Hi and welcome to part 2 of the tutorial for a crocheted granny square bag made out of 13 granny squares. My name is Alex and this is the crochet circle. Now in the previous video I showed you how to put together 13 granny squares, how to make them nicely joined with a zigzag slip stitch. In this part of the tutorial I'm gonna make the handle and all the edges, so it's gonna be nice in blue. But before I get started, I wanna invite you to subscribe to my channel, share it if you think it's something any of your friends would like to know, and if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, just leave a comment below. Okay, now let's get started. I have my scissors, I have my needle, I have my crochet hook, I have my super cute measurement tape, and I have my yarn. So I'm gonna start the handle in the beige color. I already measured out, I want my handle to be around 30 centimeters long. And the plan now is to make first a handle in beige and then with blue make a nice edge. I think we can now start. So I'm gonna start with slip stitch in the last triple crochet of the corner. I'm gonna leave some tail for sewing it in, and now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chain so many chains that I will get approximately 30 centimeters long tail of chains. Okay, that would be good if I would be putting it into the right hole in. I don't know if you saw in the previous video, yes, I did make one mistake with a granny square and I did show you how to fix it. I don't know actually where it is, but if I cannot see it, that means it's nicely concealed. So okay, now just chaining till I get like 30 centimeters, but I'm also gonna count because I will have to do the second handle as well and I want to have the same amount of stitches on both sides. So now I'm on 3. That's 10. I'm gonna take a piece of paper and I'm just gonna write how many tens I make. So that's 10. That's 20. That's 30. $40. Now that's 50. I'm gonna just measure out how much I already made. Yeah, I'm now on 22, but I think if I do 10 more I'm gonna be just the right length. Again, you can do whatever length you wish, just make it same on both sides. Okay, so that's 60. Now I'm gonna attach it with a slip stitch. Now because I want it a bit wider, I'm gonna do double crochets all along back, but first I'm gonna do a chain 3 and attach it to the other side of the corner, again with a slip stitch. So this means it is secured on both sides, and we're also gonna secure it once more with the blue color when we're gonna make the rim. Okay, now I just do double crochets all the way back. Okay, so the video just stopped. I hope I didn't lose too much. If I did, no worries, I still have to do the second part of it. So it does help if you charge your camera to not be interrupted. Well, what I did till now is chains. I did 60 chains and now I'm doing the handle, the second part of it. So I'm just doing double crochets in each of the chain of the previous round. Just a few more. And the base of the first handle will be done. I forgot to yarn over. And now just a slip stitch on the other side of the corner. I'm gonna do a chain one and cut the yarn. Okay. Now I'm gonna bring one yarn to the other, tie a knot and then hide it in my work. So first I'm gonna bring this yarn to the beginning. I'm gonna tie a knot. And now I'm gonna work the yarn in, because I don't want any loose ends before I move on. That's one, and now the second one. And that should be fine. So this is the first handle done. Now I'm gonna go on to the second one on the other side, and when I'm gonna finish the second one, I'm gonna just go around with the blue on all the edges, just to make it more firm and steady, and hopefully it will hold much more weight in it. So again, I'm gonna start with the last triple crochet, and it's 60 chain that I have to do. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As you can see, I'm still using the old-fashioned way, a piece of paper and a pen to write down where I am. 40, 50, and one more. 10. So now I join it with the slip stitch and chain 3 and a slip stitch in the last triple crochet on the other side. And now I do double crochets all the way back. If you're wondering why there are such big holes here, don't worry about it. In the next round, where I'm gonna be doing single crochets all the way around, it's all gonna be really tight and nothing will stretch, or at least it won't stretch that much. Okay, I'm almost at the end. And one more. Now I have to attach it with a slip stitch to the triple crochet. I'm gonna do a chain one just to close it up, pull the yarn through. Now, as I did on the previous side, I'm gonna join both ends, make a tiny knot, and then hide the ends into the work. So now a knot. Now I have to work that end in. That's enough, I think, so I can just snip it off. And now the other one. I'm going up the stitch, over, and then down the stitch. I'm doing everything on the back side of my work, so it's not shown on the front. Okay, so now my bag has handles. Now all I have to do is single crochet all the way around here, big one here and another one here. I'm actually gonna start here, because it doesn't matter as long as I join together and yeah, it's gonna be a whole circle. So I'm gonna do chain one and a single crochet. A chain one is just to level it up. Now I'm gonna do single crochets all the way around. Now, because of these single crochets all the way around, the handle will not stretch even if you put it through some serious tests and pack up your bag. It does give a nice finish through the whole project. And I think this nice summer sunburst granny square bag will be perfect for my next summer, because at the end now it's already September and I don't think I will be needing it in these beautiful summer colors. Now I am almost at the end. Now I'm gonna do here an invisible join. So I'm gonna pull the yarn through. If you don't know how to do an invisible end off, you can definitely check my YouTube tutorial on how to do a granny square, sunburst granny square. I've explained it there. So this is an invisible join, if you can see it. So I went into the next stitch, through and then back. Now I'm gonna go with the yarn to the beginning so I know I shouldn't, but anyways, I am gonna make a small knot and then I'm gonna work the ends in. That's one gone, and now for the other one. With the other one I am gonna go to the other side, and again just work the end on the back side in. I'm gonna turn the work and I don't need my pen and paper anymore. So this is the first one done. Now I'm gonna do the next one on the back side as well, and then step 3 will be just this huge one to do the same way. So I'm gonna leave a tail to sew. I'm gonna do a chain 1 to level it up, and then single crochets in each stitch. Here is gonna be 60 single crochets around, because I made a chain of 60 for the strap. Now I am almost done with this edge as well. Again, I'm gonna do an invisible join. So I pull the yarn through. What you actually do is you create a stitch with your yarn. So I hope you can see it. I go into the first single crochet through both loops, pull the yarn through, and then go back into the same stitch. And this is how you get a nice ending. I'm gonna move the yarn to the other one. So I'm gonna make a knot. Again, I know I shouldn't, but just for some safety reasons I do wanna make it. Plus it's so small, when I pull the yarn in to my work, you cannot see any knots. Now this one again I'm gonna try to incorporate on the other side. Okay, and that is it. Now all I have to do is on the last edge where there's no blue, single crochet around. So I'm gonna start perhaps here. To be honest, it doesn't matter where you start, because as you saw, there is an invisible end and you don't know when it ends. I'm gonna start the same way as I did before. Chain one and single crochet, then single crochets all the way around. if you are wondering how long does it take to make a bag like this, imagine using 13 granny squares. Each granny square takes approximately 30 minutes to do. So, and we're gonna do then a round, so that's like 6 hours, and then putting it all together another 2 to 3 hours, and then the handle. So I would say around 10 hours for a bag like this. If you are a much faster crocheter, perhaps it can take you much less time, but I work at the pace that I work, and yeah, my estimation is around 10 hours of my time I've put into this bag. And this bag is actually really good pattern because you don't have to use only sunburst granny squares for it. You can use any granny square that you want. So if you would want to save time, you can definitely use just a plain granny square without perhaps the changing colors. That also helps. If you're asking, was it worth spending that much time on this bag? Yes, it was. Because first, I don't know what else I would do with those granny squares. My first plan was a granny square blanket, but when I got to the shop to get more of the blue and the beige color, they said that they ran out and they didn't know when they're actually gonna get it. So I opted for something smaller then. And I think this bag is just perfect. I'm almost onto the second handle now. Now the last square that I have to put the blue around, and then I'm almost done. Actually, I'm not almost done, I am done. That was my last stitch. Again, I just pull the yarn through. Go in the first stitch. And then back into the stitch where I came from. Now I'm gonna bring the yarn to the starting one. Again, make a knot. And work it in. One more tail to work in, and then I'm gonna be finished. Then I can show you the finished product. And snip it off. Well, there it is. My handbag. With 13 granny squares, zigzag slip stitch joints, and a nice handle. I hope you enjoyed this series of tutorials. I know it was a bit long, but I did want to show you how long it takes to make something like this. So I know I didn't speed forward. I hope those key frames that I mentioned in the description below were to help if you wanted to skip or fast forward. I'm now gonna go out and enjoy my new bag, cause I'm gonna be all fancy. I just want to say something else as well. I'm gonna have a new series of tutorials. It's gonna be back to school, the alphabet. It is because I have an order for some letters, names for the kids' room. So I'll be doing that, and with me working on it, I want to share it with you as well because I think they are pretty awesome patterns, and the letters are quite big, so they are easy to see and they are perfect for the wall hangers. I'm gonna say goodbye, I'm gonna say thank you and hope to see you soon. Take care and bye bye.